Hey, we made it podcast episode 107. Welcome back in the building, C's.
What's good, y'all?
Caesar, come on, really? You ain't got nothing for him in Portuguese language? Caesar,
Yo, I was looking it up last night and I can't get it down.
Caesar about to look it up.
I keep thinking it's since. I'm messing it up.
Caesar literally is not a native Portuguese speaker anymore.
No, I'm only 49%.
Okay.
I'm actually Greek and Italian now.
Okay. Not in the streets, you're not.
I'm mad I Googled 100 and it's telling me 100 years of solitude. Anyways, go ahead.
Okay, we made a podcast, episode 107, back in the building. After some exciting weekend games and, EPL is just taking over. Are you looking up how to say it in Portuguese? Or are you looking up UFC facts?
I'm trying to see who Don Cerrone's going to fight.
Oh, my gosh. Also, make sure you check out Tiki Talka Podcast. We're going to be doing some stuff with them very soon.
107. There it is.
All right, nobody asked.
Not Centus. 107.
Literally, nobody's listening. We don't have downloads in Brazil anymore.
We have 10 downloads?
Because of Simplecast 2.0 is terrible.
To my 10 friends out there, it's Centu, not Centus. You're welcome.
Alrighty. We made a podcast, episode 107. Caesar, breaking news. One of your boys, one of your favorite players.
I hate when you do this.
I haven't done it in a while. One of your favorite players of all time.
Daniele De Rossi?
What are you doing? Don't do the same thing you did in the music episode.
I don't care. We have 10 downloads.
Facts. Yes, he announced his retirement, Caesar. Is he a legend?
Wait, that's really your breaking news?
Yeah.
That's the other one?
Yeah, well, can I do the show, please?
He's announced his retirement?
Yeah, he announced his retirement. Okay, but Caesar, is he a legend or what?
I guess, yeah, you're a club legend. There's 1,000 clubs. You play there for 18 years, you're a legend. Great.
All right.
Yeah. And he did win the World Cup, so congratulations, sir. He's a baller.
Yeah.
I can always respect a player that's been 18 years in the league and, there's not a terrible drop-off in, the later stages of the 30s. I can respect that.
Well, he played in Serie A. You can be slow. You can be slow in Serie A.
You can still hold it down, though. I can respect that.
They did beat Roma last year.
I'm happy he didn't, go and play for Minnesota, in MLS.
Yeah.
What are they called?
Even Totti, his last season for Roma, he wasn't playing a lot, but when he get in the field, he would turn up.
Yeah, Totti obviously didn't have the speed or anything, but he would get cracked.
Yeah, he was doing his thing.
He's good. Oh,
yeah.
He's a baller.
De Rossi, although I do think it's partly his fault that they did not qualify for the World Cup, Italy, last time, because, they're starting him, and I'm like, dog, you need to turn up.
No. It wasn't his fault.
Not only his fault. I think it was partly his fault.
I'll take that back because I'll never forget in the game where the coach is calling to sub him in, and he's mad, why are you subbing me in? We're down. Why are you putting me in the game? That was one of the best videos I've seen.
But I'm not talking about just that game. I'm just the whole campaign of qualifying. So also,
damn, you're gonna literally put it on him?
Yeah, partly. He's too slow.
No, that's whack. That's really whack because that's the same. That's the same because I'm 3% Italian. That's the same. That's the same tournament where they were starting that Pele dude, and they were starting Baldi. Who was at Juve? What's his name? The bald guy.
I don't know what you're talking
the striker that missed the penalty.
I have no idea what you're talking
about. You know what I'm talking about. Played at Valencia.
Zaza.
Yeah, they started Zaza, and they weren't calling up Balotelli. They didn't get Immobile. They didn't get any of that. So let
me just say that.
So I'm not here for that.
De Rossi's last trophy was when George Bush was president. The first one. No, I'm joking.
Damn.
No,
can you imagine the first?
His last trophy was made.
De Rossi's been playing since the Gulf War.
De Rossi never won the league ever, and his only two trophies in Italy, his real ones, were 2 Coppa Italias,
2 Tim Cups,
and the last one was 2008, before Obama got elected, May 2008. So I guess he's a club legend, but you're definitely not a legend when it comes to them trophy cases.
Yikes!
Yeah. What?
That's something you got against him? What you guys got?
Look at Caesar. Last year when Totti retired, this dude did not care. This dude was turning up on Totti's song.
But I said in the beginning, I'm like, you're a legend. You played the same team since 1984. I'm trying to figure out how to turn the sound off.
Okay.
I'm trying to do my show too, and you're interrupting me. So, yeah, here we go.
Trying to do what show?
The best podcast that gets 10 downloads a week.
Weird.
No, so yeah,
that's cool. De Rossi is cool. It's fine.
He's a baller, but
whatever.
No, I'm not losing my mind over it.
Yeah, me neither.
And I think it was the 2002 World Cup, or 2006, where they had that wild game against USA, and it was like 5 red cards. That was a fun game.
He did like elbow some dude in the head in the World Cup in 2006.
Yeah, that was lit.
But and then he came back for the final.
But I was kind of uncomfortable. Like, why you do that in Africa only?
You already know why. Okay. Also, breaking news before we get into the real meat and potatoes of the show. Your boy Griezmann has announced officially that he is leaving Atleti this summer. He officially announced it himself. It's not a rumor. They're most likely he's going to go to Barcelona. Nobody knows for sure yet, but like most likely he's going to Barcelona. What do you think about it?
That's such a stupid thing to do. It's so weird.
What's stupid?
Well, like it's so he's really weird. I don't understand.
I don't understand
Griezmann.
what you're saying is stupid.
I don't understand his weird. Like, just the announcement is really stupid.
Why?
I'm like, you're announcing you're leaving, but
People
you
do that all
have
the
not.
time.
Hey, you know what's crazy? You'd find out if you just like would shut up for a little bit. You know, you'd really find out why it's stupid.
Atlanta brick man.
550. He announced that he's leaving, and then he doesn't state what club he's leaving to.
He hasn't signed a deal.
Okay, so it doesn't make sense. First of all, let me keep it real, buddy. You're under contract. You don't. I'm sorry. You don't just like leave. They have to arrange a deal with somebody. So if deal's not arranged yet, Simeone's literally right after that talking about like, oh, we don't think he's leaving. I'm like, what is happening over there? Atletico Madrid is a mess ever since Simeone sold Action Jackson all the way over there, and the homie Carrasco up the river.
Sold him up the river like an old Virginia slave. He sold him. He just sold him up the river. And just don't ever forget that We Made It podcast investigative reporting team did figure that whole Carrasco thing out.
Yeah, and Gelson Martins and Supermarket Gelson's over there balling in Monaco.
What's going
damn near
on
brought that team up.
Let me see Carrasco's dad.
Are we allowed to keep it real about Atleti, or is it just like there's all this riding for Simeone going on still?
You know, no, we've kept it real about Atleti before. Honestly, I feel like Atleti, like there's no pressure on them, and it's like kind of this like there's this hipster thing about them and Simeone. I'm like, okay, first of all, it's very whack that Simeone is the highest paid person on there, and also like there's no pressure on them. Like there's no pressure. But anyway, Griezmann is leaving. I do think it's like 3 seasons too late.
Yeah, your time was 3 years ago. Homie.
Yeah, literally. Like that's when you should have turned up.
And I don't even know if the Barcelona's ready to move for him. Really.
Well, I think we're gonna get into Barcelona a little bit later, a little bit more. But you know what? We'll get into Barcelona in a second. But anyway, Caesar, this weekend, your boys over at Manchester City won the league. I did watch most of that game. No, I did. I watched like the second half, a little bit more than the second half of that game against Brighton Hove. They went down 1-0 early. Then Aguero tied it up, and then Laporte scored the second goal.
Laporte.
Then Riyad Mahrez scored a goal on his right foot, and
a weird weekend for the right foots,
and brought it over to his right foot as well, and slung that bad boy.
He was listening to the show.
Riyad Mahrez I tweeted this. He made up for that penalty he missed against Liverpool earlier in the season when they played Liverpool. It tied 1-1. He had a penalty at the end of the game, and I don't know if it got saved or he missed it. I can't remember, but he made up for that. And also, Gundogan scored a nice free kick. They beat Brighton Hove 4-1 and won the league on the last day. Liverpool had beat Wolverhampton as well. So they were kind of in the driver's seat, but then, so if City would have lost and Liverpool would have won the league, but they have to keep waiting. I saw some funny stuff on he's looking at his Apple Watch. I saw some funny stuff on Facebook talking about like what's happened since the last time Liverpool won the league, and I seen somebody say like, the Schmeichel won the league 5 times, and his son won the league too with Leicester. I'm like, damn, dog. Y'all are digging deep, dog.
Last time the Liverpool won the league, pilgrims were going across the Atlantic Ocean.
But I mean, whatever. They're in the Champions League final. Although I do think that like their fan base, and especially like the English fan base, would have liked to see them win the league even more than win Champions League.
Yeah, they're the most active online fan base I've ever seen.
Oh, big time.
They ride out in droves.
So, congratulations to City. Pep won Player of the Year. I'm sorry, Coach of the Year. Caesar, do you think that? Here's my question: do you think that their season is better than Liverpool, even though Liverpool in the final last year, in the final this year? Let's say if Liverpool wins the Champions League final this season, do you think that they had a better season than Manchester City?
I feel like I'm about to give an answer that I'm literally going to disagree with in a month.
Okay,
but I'm just going to do it for the moment. Like, why not? I think that they have a better year than Liverpool. Because if we're talking, I remember the time on this great show you talked about the amount of teams getting revenue based upon their successful years in EPL.
Okay.
Winning EPL. Remember you talked about like how I don't know if you talked about like even like the 15th tier team makes like more than like some other leagues.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean we've done a lot of episodes.
Seriously, I don't even remember them bars forever.
It's falling apart. so I would think that winning the EPL, especially for your club, not only just I guess for the fans in the area and all that, but also revenue based, it's more lucrative for you winning the league than it is for you to win Champions League. Now, for me, I think in terms of legacy and esteem, it's better to win Champions League because this is a tournament that's Europe based, and I think that's much more a competitive field when you're going against all of Europe. That's cool.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean,
you think so? Even though Tottenham is in the final.
No, I know this year's been kind of wild. Let's keep it real. It's been a wild year. Like you're always gonna have these kind of like lulls because, well, like Real Madrid won 3 in a row. Like
Facts.
It's been strange. Like even Real Madrid winning 3 in a row isn't great for it. That doesn't help. Like
Facts.
I don't think that's good either. But it's good for the club itself. So. I think that winning the league is better. I think it's better for the. I think City had a better year because once again they won the league, and last year they scored like 100 points or something, some absurd number again, right? Like
they broke the record for points.
Yeah, they broke. So they break in records. They keep winning their league, and if everybody keeps pushing the agenda that EPL is the strongest league in the world, it's the best league in the world, the more money spent there for players, and Man City keeps winning, that kind of just makes you look better. That raises the bar. So
for sure.
if EPL was like competition level, I guess, of like Turkey or something like that, then you'd be like, winning that league is not hard. Like they're not hard, but this is apparently a tough league. So. Yeah. And both the teams are in the final. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, and I do think it's a tough league.
I never thought APL is easy to run through. It's just different. It's a different pace.
And honestly, I do think that City, I agree. I think City had a better season, mostly because they're winning it 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
And it went down to the wire. It literally went down to the last game of the season. Like, they could have lost it on the last day. Liverpool lost the final last season, and then they have a chance to win it this Champions League. But, like, I'm gonna call the police on this guy, but I do think that it's more prestigious to win the league 2 years in a row. I think like Man U was the last one to do that, like many years ago. Like teams in EPL don't win back to back, honestly, and so City is kind of showing their legacy, and it's pretty phenomenal. And they can also end up winning domestic treble because they already won the Carabao Cup or EFL Cup. And they won the league, and they're playing the FA Cup on Saturday against Watford. Like, you can get a domestic treble. That's pretty impressive.
I mean, people like to really bash inside of England about, like, Man City and Liverpool and all this, but, Liverpool's an esteemed club for many years.
Absolutely.
Man City's more recent. And I remember the days of Man City having people like Robinho out there, and they were not a successful club.
Yeah.
And here they are, under this new ownership in the last 10 years, being extremely successful from the year that it also basically starting the year that Aguero hit that last minute goal to win it all. And it's really funny that like Aguero hit that he's still there, a part of it. That's super dope to me. If anybody should be getting real club legends out of it, it should be Sergio Aguero.
He's their highest scorer ever.
Yeah, I'm like Sergio Aguero is like still there doing it. That's really dope. So when all this ends, they better like really show him some love. You know what? I'm gonna call for. I want a Sergio Aguero statue, dog. I want a statue. He's the first one to do it.
I don't know if he's going to get.
Why is it hard?
I don't know if he's going to get a statue.
You telling me you can't get a Sergio?
Maybe a plaque.
You can't give me a Kun Aguero statue in Manchester.
Maybe a plaque. I don't know about a statue, but
KUN Aguero statue.
But he did also almost win the Pichichi in England. He was 1 goal away.
From it being England again, the Golden Boot.
From it being a 4-way tie, because it was a 3-way tie this season. He was 1 down from that. And it was very close. Like, he had some shots at the end of the game that he could have got those 22 goals.
Oh, let's keep it real also. And also, the Europa League is also... The Europa final is also going to be on All England final as well, too.
And Arsenal and Chelsea.
I mean, that like Man City, here they are. They won that league where everybody's already at the final... They beat all them together.
Yeah, and then last season they like ran away with it. And both seasons they played the best football in the world. They just happened to lose to Tottenham. It was wild, but like if you like Man City, although stylistically it can work against them in key moments, like it did against Tottenham this year and like it did against Liverpool last season, they play the best football.
Let's kind of bring this into what we talked about earlier about like Atletico Madrid. I mean, we can because I'm going to do it on the show.
Okay.
So, you know, everybody, like you said earlier, there's like kind of like this hipster movement about like Atletico Madrid and Simeone being incredible, even and then how great he is as a coach. But let's say realistically, people always say, "Oh, the top 3 coaches in the world right now." They would probably say, "Oh, Zidane, oh, Pep Guardiola, and oh, Simeone."
In that
maybe
order?
Not in particular order. I mean, yeah, for sure, but like. Let's say they say that order, right?
I don't even know what you just said.
I'm saying, like, some people would say Simeone is one of the top 3 coaches in the world. Some people would say that.
Okay.
The thing is, the gap in between Simeone and Pep is so large to me, it's ridiculous. Because, like...
I'm not even going to put...
Because I'm saying, like, I know, but I'm saying, like, people do that. No, there's, like, that thing. He's the highest paid coach in the world.
Why are you screaming at me?
So, it's crazy. I'm not screaming at you. I'm looking at the camera. I didn't say, he's the highest. So, you know... You got somebody people consider top 3 in the world, but he's not even like done nearly as many things as Pep done, and more than one country. Like Pep has done this in multiple countries. Say what you want about it, only win Champions League in Barcelona. He's had a massive domestic successes every single country he's coached at too.
Like I can't really speak for the whole Bayern thing because I don't watch Bundesliga.
But he won the league too.
No, he did, but I didn't watch it. You know what I mean? So I can't really speak for like the football they were playing there, and I think he probably couldn't get his level of control he wanted there. Because there's a criminal president, but with Barcelona, I didn't watch
like
Barcelona
literally
either.
Nobody says that ever.
Never,
no one. I've never watched anybody say like
he stole from the people.
No, but you only attack people on taxes who you don't like. That's
who else? Who else? Tell me somebody else, and I'll attack him right now.
No, I'm saying not you. I'm saying people only attack the taxes, like players for taxes. They never attack a club president.
This dude went to jail, son. Like Messi and all them. What's the dude's name? Mascherano. Like they didn't get locked up. But anyway,
CR7.
Yeah, he didn't either. But he might get for some other stuff. Who knows?
Probably not. Though.
Probably not. But anyway, Pep has. When you're talking about like coaches in the world right now, like. I can say that Pep Guardiola is the one and only coach where they bring a style of football that's like very distinct and like it's very successful. Like Simeone doesn't really have a style like that. Like it's not like the Simeone style. I just think he's playing a low block and he has good defenders. Even like with Zidane, like it wasn't like Real Madrid was playing this like style of football. He had Ronaldo. You know what I mean? Like you're turning up with Ronaldo. I didn't see like some like amazing stylistic type of play with Zidane there.
I can agree with that. I think that what Zidane did wasn't necessarily a massive tactic change. But more of like a chemistry change and motivational
and you also got Ronaldo.
They worked all these amazing players. I feel like they just worked a little harder.
Yeah, and you got Ronaldo,
and that's big. And a little harder with that team is big.
Yeah, and you can't really say necessarily that they worked as hard for him or for Ronaldo.
Yeah.
But I would say for him because they didn't win it, but the year before with Ronaldo there. Then also like you have like Mourinho, like it's just like football. But like with Pep, it's like okay, this is like that thing right there that they're doing. Like
you're like that's literally that's a Pep. And some of the teams, like for example, Barcelona, still kind of like adopt that style still a little bit.
They try, they can't do it because Luis Suarez.
But can't replicate it.
But yeah. I will say that Pep's the Manchester City season was better than Liverpool. Even if Liverpool win Champions League final, that'll be great for Liverpool. And I feel like they gotta win it because like damn dog, you can't do what you did this season in the league. They only lost one time, and I think it was to Manchester City, and not have one trophy again. Like, you can't do that.
Who, Liverpool?
Yeah, like, you can't.
Liverpool loses.
And please don't let Tottenham win.
No, don't let Pochettino get a trophy.
Please don't.
Please don't. Come on. This is Caesar We Ain't Podcast. I enjoy nothing more than doing a cool Pochettino dig. I love saying that we have the same dusty trophy case.
Yes.
And then him getting this big old fat Champions League one would bother me a lot.
A lot. Me too. And honestly, I don't want to have to be talking shit about Jurgen Klopp because I will do it.
Okay. What's a scenario where you're okay with Tottenham winning Champions League? Like, what's the scenario?
If literally in the first minute, Mane and Salah and Van Dijk get hurt. Like, literally. like they're all in the box on a corner and they just like clash heads and they all hurt.
You know what it's for me?
Huh?
It'd be definitely not Lucas scoring to the hat trick. That would make me really angry too. I'm like, I hate Earth.
Big Brazil here repping.
I'm not Big Brazil. I'm 3% Italian, so I think I'm 7% native. So. If Son goes in there and scores a hat trick, I'm down.
No, I'm not down.
I'm down.
No,
that'll
I'm
work
not
for me.
down. No, I like him, but not
along
that much.
with all those guys.
Okay, thank you. Okay, then I'm down. Yeah. Also, wanted to point out before we get into this other stuff, not one league winner in Champions League or the Europa League final this season.
Yeah, I mean they're all in one league.
Yeah, and none of them won the league. And last year,
I know.
And last year was the same too. Not one league winner was in the Champions League or Europa League final because it was Real Madrid versus
they always
Liverpool.
say the argument is that sometimes how do we know it's hard for these clubs to dedicate energy to both like things like players and all that, like dedicate like the amount it might be tough. Like
who won Europa last year? Atleti against Marseille last year.
Marseille.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean it's a big campaign, and
especially Europa League. Jesus Christ, man! This Europa League started off like a.
Yeah. Oh God, there was something I was seeing about Manchester United. Like depending on like how the Europa League final goes, like depending if Chelsea wins it or Arsenal wins it, like Manchester United might have to qualify for Europa group stage. They start playing like next week.
It's
like end of June.
I know, but still, that's still too soon. That's like literally you just graduated school in May. They're like, oh yeah, we got to prepare to go to fall, so you got to come next month.
They're like, no, you still got summer school. You need to make up Spanish.
Can you imagine, man, you having to take a flight up to like
North Norway?
Oh yeah. No, I want them to go to like play against like some Russian team
in the east part.
Oh yeah, man, make them just travel. Not even St. Petersburg.
No, way on the other part. Way on the other side of Russia, like right next to Japan.
Yeah, we have a qualifier, 2 legs. Like, hey man, who's paying for this flight?
Can you imagine if they got to do a qualifier?
No, they'll get to do that, and then they'll have a team that's like pretty good. Like let's say Leo something like that's in there. They'll be like, yeah, but you got to go play Valencia, or you got to go.
Well, no, this is qualifying for Europa League group stage. So you're playing the Grollos. You're playing like Motherwell.
Real. I don't care how they should just qualify automatically because you need to have a tournament.
Who, Manchester United?
No, like the Manchester should be allowed in. Like, hey man,
this
team is.
I want them to lose
I don't
in qualifiers.
want them to go and play Ludogorets. I want to see that.
I want them to lose in the qualifiers for Europa and be in
you know they're going to start nobody. They're going to start Matic out there like he's still somebody good.
Well, he started this year. Anyway, Cesar, I wanted to get into. So, congratulations to City winning the EPL 2 times in a row. 2 years in a row. It's really dope. What's his name? Who won? Oh, Van Dijk won Player of the Year, but Sterling had an amazing year. Aguero had an amazing year.
Say what
Bernardo Silva had an amazing year, come out year, absolutely.
Almost a year. I remember the Bernardo Silva thing is like you shouldn't even have people like Mahrez on your team. Like Bernardo Silva, like that's a guy that needs to be there all the time.
I just don't even understand how Bernardo Silva has so much like stamina. Like this dude's crazy stamina. Dog.
He runs all the time.
It blows my mind. I think it was against Liverpool. I was just like, yo, like this dude does not stop. Like he's running the whole time, and you know that's because he would be watching Cavani out there when he was at Monaco playing against PSG. He's watching Cavani. He probably
what kind of reach?
He probably called him up and was like, hey, like what's your stamina workouts? And Cavani's like,
what kind of EPOs are you taking, right?
Kind of what?
EPOs.
What's that?
It's a drug that helps you increase your cardio. I know you're out there in Uruguay on a farm. It's pretty cool. I know they don't send drug testers down there. So what are you taking down there in the farm?
Criminal.
In the barn.
Shout out to Cavani. He's having a baby soon. His shorty's pregnant.
Okay.
Okay, Caesar.
You're not close. You closed off the Man City talk.
Go ahead.
Because I'm saying, like, we talked about their success. Did you see the article that came out?
Yeah, about I had that right here, actually. About them potentially getting a UCL ban. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
UEFA's investigating to seek a ban. I think it's cap, honestly. Like,
cap.
They're not going to ban City, dog.
What if they do, though?
I'm with it 100%. But, like...
Why are you with it?
But, okay... All the teams
why
are
do they
cheating.
Why do they gotta be the sacrificial lamb?
You know why? You know why? Honestly, like for political reasons, like I don't really love that it's like a nation state sponsoring a team. Honestly, like I really don't love that because
I couldn't agree with you more. That's kind of cheating, dude.
Like honestly, because and also I think it's not really fair in the sense that like when it's like a nation and it's like the nation's wealth, and it's not like at least like the public trust or like a private corporation, either one. I feel like you're stealing from your people. Like, I feel like the UAE or Qatar, like whatever, like I feel like, like the people should have some say in whether we're gonna buy a team or not.
My biggest thing is when you are sponsored,
and I'm against monarchies.
When you're against a nation state, when you're funded by like a nation, I don't think that's really fair because those state programs are able to pool money together from taxpayers or wherever or tax-paying money, so they almost have an infinite amount of money coming in, and they don't have to adhere to the same issues. If they're in debt, it's not the same thing as like let's say Man City is sponsored by Apple. Let's say Apple's the primary money. If Apple goes under, they cannot own. They have to give the team up. But the country, they have literally unlimited money. It's always going to keep coming, no matter how much debt they get into.
Well, let me correct you, but not like in a.
Well, I know the politics different.
Well, no, but this is a little intricacy because it's not necessarily when you're talking about UAE and Qatar. Like, it's not taxpayer money because there's not very many taxpayers in those nations. The UAE for sure, but I'm not sure about Qatar. Like, there's less citizens there. I mean, the majority of people there are not tax-paying citizens.
Okay,
so it's not.
I just meant taxes in general.
No, I know. I know what you mean. Like, that sentiment makes sense for most countries.
Yeah, but
like this one is like it's basically like the oil wealth of the nation, and it's going into some fund, and they're using that money to like fund these teams, and they're using some tricks there, which is like whatever, because I'm sure like everybody does that on some level, but it's just like, like I don't want to see like the wealth of a nation going into like some like a team. I'm like, like I'd rather it be like some more stakes involved.
I agree.
But as far as but I'm not one of those people that's like, it's the chefs there or whatever. No, I'm not really hating, but if UEFA's gonna go for it, like you gotta start going across the board. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just like I'd feel the same way if like America was doing that. We'd all feel pretty crazy about it.
Investigate the Glazers, whoever owns Liverpool, like investigate all of that.
And that like I don't agree with any of that stuff. Like I just like that's what's kind of unfair about that situation. Like I believe Man City is UAE, and then Qatar is PSG, right? So that's not cool.
But even like Nice got some like investment from some Saudi prince or something like that. I mean, it's not uncommon for some. I mean, whatever, that money's there, but like I don't love the idea, and they do finesse it in a way where it's like not coming from the actual country. That's like, it's through the airline.
No, they'll be like, it's coming through an LLC, blah blah. It's like,
what's really going on.
Where the LLC getting the money from?
Yeah, I mean, some Saudi dude, whatever, put a bunch of money into Uber initially, and apparently, I heard some Beyonce made $300 million off of Uber or whatever, and I'm like, but what was she doing? Was she talking about the strike though?
Yeah, they went on strike the other day. I thought she was an activist.
Stop. So yeah, I don't know.
I'm a house arrest.
So yeah, there's some issues going on there, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Like if they really get City out of Champions League, like City's gonna start blowing the whistle on everybody. They're gonna be like, check this email I got.
I'm here for all the tea.
And apparently it was through that whole football leaks thing. And apparently some Portuguese dude that snitched on them.
Yeah, I heard the footy leaks is kind of getting up right now.
Yeah, but honestly, like I remember when that came out, like I was like, I don't really want to get into that because I don't know what's real and what's not. I'd rather see like the results of it. Because like the Panama Papers were kind of fugazi.
Okay, you're getting some deep stuff right now. Let's be careful.
Saying,
be careful. We're getting Alex Jones right now. I don't want to talk about the Panama Papers on the show.
I mean, it was real, but whatever.
No, I know, but you know.
Okay, Caesar. There's some other league winners that are.
Didn't we talk about that on the show?
Panama Papers or football leagues?
Panama Papers.
No, because I never really got into that.
Okay.
But Chelsea Manning just got out of jail because of the whole WikiLeaks.
Okay.
But Julian Assange just left.
All right.
Okay, Caesar, there were some other league winners. They won their leagues a long time ago, but we never really talked about them winning the league and if they had successful seasons. So I do want to get into that. The three of the other top 5 leagues that have a winner, Juventus, obviously. Want to go through some things that happened. Let me pull this up. To go and say like whether it was a successful season for them or not. Juventus did go out of the Champions League in the quarterfinals to Ajax. They're not in the Tim Cup final. It's Atalanta versus Lazio. I can't remember who they lost to, though. I want to say Atalanta, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I think they're playing that final very soon, and Juventus is not in it, so they only got one trophy this season. Some other stuff. Ronaldo is third in the league in goals with 21, tied at 21 with that guy from Milan, Piatek or something like that. But there's no other player in double digits on Juve goals, and shout out Dybala's 5 league goals also.
An excellent player.
Whatever. I'll leave everybody alone about him. For some reason, people like Dybala. I'm just like, what's going on here? Like, it's very shocking to me when somebody's like,
I've seen too much Dybala in my life that 5 goals. I'm like, what else did you expect?
You feel me? I'm like, yeah. Even though he scored like 22 last season, but whatever. What else about them?
He did score last year, dude.
And like a couple years before that too, he's balled
out.
Whoa. But I'm like
22. Go ahead.
I'm like pulling up the.
I know your phone can't handle it.
No, I'm just like doing both at the same time.
He's working hard, huh?
They're actually in team goals this season in Serie A. They're actually second, behind Atalanta. Juve right now.
What the hell's going on at Atalanta?
Your boy Duvan Zapata. Juve, even though there's two games left in their league, huh?
Don't they also have Maxi Gomez?
No. Papu Gomez, the little short dude.
He's a baller.
He's the first dude to do a little dance. Actually, I remember.
So good.
A little Argentine.
Papu Gomez is a baller.
Yeah. Maxi Gomez is the Uruguayan guy.
I'm sorry. Gomez is a baller.
Yeah, he's a little baller.
His real name's like Alejandro or something like that, right?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's really good.
Also,
sorry, man. The ESPN Plus Italy League debut.
Serie A's. So yeah, times. Juve has 69 goals so far this season, and Atalanta has 73. But there's 2 games left. I also put that it's good that they didn't have turmoil or like fall off from having Ronaldo there. You know, bringing in Ronaldo's a big personality. It's a lot of like media circus around him. But I think they also helped solidify Ronaldo's professionalism. But one of the downsides of the season this year is this tweet that Juve tweeted out after the information came out, Ronaldo's rape accusations. And I do want to read this tweet lest we forget that this is what Juve tweeted. Cristiano Ronaldo has shown in recent months his great professionalism and dedication, which is appreciated by everyone at Juventus. The events allegedly dating back to almost 10 years ago do not change this opinion, which is shared by anyone who has come into contact with this great champion. Now, obviously, we've boycotted Juventus on here, but we got to talk about the end of the season. Caesar initiated that boycott after this tweet. I think it was a moment of passion for him. I think he might have regretted it after. I'm just joking. But that's kind of the stain on the season this year.
Stupid-ass tweet.
Caesar, do you think that Juve had a successful season?
I think they had a successful season. Let's keep it real. When you mentioned about like just like not any kind of real turmoil, and of course I never expected like any kind of like other drama. I mean, I didn't expect that to happen because I always felt like he was a constant professional, especially like when it came to the game and how he played. The outside stuff.
The fact he never went off on Bale is like, I'm like,
yeah. How do you not? Especially all that.
Like, you're a good guy.
I don't know who to go off on more, Bale or his agent. Jesus, both annoying as hell. Facts. But no, I just think that when you didn't just make a change where you grab somebody and this is a part of a piece. You didn't just grab a piece of the puzzle. You grabbed a huge part, like something that's a game changer. Yeah, you brought somebody that brings a whole different style and look to your team, and you have to adjust around that. Yeah. He's a person you adjust around. And I know they start off like a little but of course that's going to happen. Like you can practice all you want, but it's different when you translate into a game. I mean, they won the league. He's the top scorer. You paid for what you got, what you basically paid for. And in the games they lost in Champions League, he scored.
Yeah, of course.
So,
both of them.
So he did.
But it's not about him.
No, I know. I'm saying like he came in and did his job as such, and I just think that I think they had a pretty much successful season. Now, granted, I think that
one trophy.
No, I guess success is kind of how you determine it, and I think that winning the cup should have definitely happened. They should at least got 2. They should have got the double. And then, I'm making that up because I can do that. Yeah, I think they should at least won the cup in the league. Or whatever. I don't know what I am.
Yeah,
I'm 1%
going out to Ajax quarterfinals.
But I mean, kind of everybody did.
Who do you mean?
They kind of just took everybody out.
Yeah, they took out Real Madrid.
Yeah, if they had lost to Ajax like round of 16. I'm like, or Sweet 16, I'm like, hey, man, that can't be going down like that.
But in the quarterfinals,
yeah.
Who they beat before? Oh, they beat Atletico Madrid before that. Juve did.
They did barely.
Yeah, but they beat them though.
No, they did.
Yeah, it's a game of inches. Yeah. So you think they had a successful season?
Yeah.
Should I ask this?
I mean, you can't say the team was a failure. Jesus.
I mean, you could argue that. One trophy, and Juve won the league 8 years in a row, so it's not like a big.
You have the Dybala on their team. You're gonna win it with Dybala?
They did last year.
They didn't win everything with Dybala. They
didn't everything. Yeah, but they went to the final before a couple seasons ago. I mean, that was a little while ago.
A little bit.
No. Yeah, that was just a couple seasons ago. So they played Real Madrid in the final. Mm-hmm. It was 2017 final.
That was
our third episode.
It was that recap. It was right before the Liverpool game, right?
Yeah, the Liverpool final. That was our third episode.
That was a semifinal because Liverpool was the final.
No, they played Juve in the final 2017.
Yeah, but the game that Ronaldo brings up or whatever, the reason he came is the game when he beat them in semifinals, right? And he hit the bicycle kick.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so that was semifinals.
Yeah. But that was last year. But this is the year before they beat Juve in the final. It was 4-1. But Juve was doing their thing without him. I mean, they were in the final.
No one expected a 4-1. Everybody was talking about how this is the best defense of the blend.
No, I thought it was going to be a tough match for them.
Me too. No, it was a little different.
Oh well,
they got checked.
So a successful season, you'll say?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let's...
Only on the premise that I don't think it was a failure. That's me.
Okay, fair enough. All right, we also have Barcelona.
Oh.
This is their second league win in a row. I just have some notes here, if you can see, some notes here.
I mean, you can see them, but you can't read them.
Barely. I hope I can.
Some X's on
also,
there.
I was out, and I was only had a pen, so I was damn, I never write these in pen. They're about 10 points ahead right now. They scored 88 goals this season, which is the most in the league. But your boy does research. It's declining every year the past 3 years. Declining. Whoa. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I wonder why.
It went from a 100 something to 99 last year to 88. Yeah, we do. We'll get into it. So yes, declining their amount of league goals for every season the past 3 seasons. They're playing the cup final against Valencia on May 25th. Copa del Rey. I'm wondering if they should just boycott Copa del Rey every year, because it's damn dog, you're trying to be some kind of autonomous region. Why are you gonna be playing in the King's Cup? You know what I'm saying? But whatever.
Yeah, if they're really about it.
Yeah. Here's 2 things that I put kind of criticism. That they haven't found a replacement for Suarez. Now maybe Griezmann is gonna be that, and Suarez is gonna get shipped out. And he's getting knee surgery. He just got knee surgery. He's going to be getting knee surgery, but I feel like it's 2 seasons too late.
You called that way long. You called it a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm dog, he looks like he's hurt for the past 2 seasons, literally. And their goals are going down every season. And I don't know about his stats, but obviously the stats haven't really mattered as much. They won the league, but they really been wanting to win Champions League, and Real Madrid's been winning it.
Yeah, they're more interested in Champions League wins for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Also, I put are they partly because of the Suarez thing and just other transfers? I'm just are they just playing for Messi's stats at this point? Messi's leading the league with 34 goals, a lot, and also leading the league with 13 assists,
a lot.
But I'm is Barcelona just doing this for his stats, or are they really trying to win? Because I just feel you had to get somebody to be to be able to spell Luis Suarez this past summer, because I'm just dog.
I don't think that Barcelona's invested in winning.
I don't think so either.
I think they're
honestly
more invested in the success of Messi, because they think that they see that Messi's success drives them more revenue, or gives them more stature, advertisement.
Being able to talk about him being the best in the world is bigger. So we've talked about that before. Is it about clout or winning?
Yeah, it's about the clout with them, because they're the season can be whatever, but as long as there's this narrative going on that he's scoring a lot, it translates into the team being on his back, and then people want to tune in because they want to see this magical stuff going on. Mm-hmm. So it helps them out. They're literally almost in a win-win situation. If they do bad, but at least Messi balls out, it's fine because people are still gonna watch. And if they win it out, then it just makes Messi look even better. So
no pressure.
They're just
and Messi's gonna ball out regardless.
They can spend the money, but there's but they have a good. They did. I'll say this. This team this year that lost, it's almost a shame, because I think since the Neymar year that left, that was the best roster I've seen. Of course, well, yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of, I don't want to say that, because the team before didn't have Iniesta and all that, but this is the best team I've seen in recent years for the squad. Like they were very deep. Barcelona's notoriously been shallow. Yeah. Like all those guys never sit. But now everybody's gone. They're kind of looked at like they have some substance, people to work with.
I mean, obviously, I don't know this, but I think that Messi has been keeping Suarez on the field. I think that's his friend, and he wants Suarez to play.
I mean, who's gonna tell? Yeah,
and you can't tell him shit. So, like, I just honestly feel like that's the reason why. That's what's been holding them back is Luis Suarez, and not because he's like so bad, but because you can just tell when you watch him play. And I was watching the locker room last night, and they're talking about like this team, and I'm like, yo, like. They're talking about them losing in Champions League, and they're like, don't want to bring up Messi. And then they're talking about this season. I'm like, I don't care how many goals Luis Suarez scored. Like you're watching him play, dude. Like it's so bad. Like it's so bad. Like there's moments of like just he has those instincts, and he's a really good player. But as far as like the dynamism of the whole entire field, like he just doesn't have it, and that's what's holding them back, in my opinion. The year when they won that treble. They had Neymar over there, which I'll say this. If you have Dembele over there, like that's not a big drop-off, but I think one of the keys was Suarez. Like, obviously Neymar's a baller when he was there with...
Suarez was that literally link. It was the link.
Yes, dude.
It was like Messi and Neymar can do these things here.
Yeah.
But what makes them work was that middle. Like he was literally like the axle in the car.
60 goals.
Like you have like he was literally the axle. Dude. He made everything happen. Like and like it was so frustrating because like when they got in the box, the ball was gonna go in somehow.
And even before that, like his runs before the box, like the things that he could do, like. The things he could do outside of the box were amazing, and he was fast, and he was running fast, and he was getting to balls, and his control was really good. Well, that stuff is gone. Like, that stuff is literally gone.
They can have all that back if they go and take my boy Lacazette.
Come on, dog. Dro said we got to stop saying that.
Yeah, I know, right? It's going to happen, dude. It's so scary. I was so happy, though, reading. They're like, oh, yeah, like, this is how dumb, like, some of those Barcelona fans are. They're like, oh, yeah, here's the comments. The people like, why? It's a little bit too late for him. I'm like, huh?
What's 28?
I'm like, what age do you think Suarez came over here, man?
Yeah, seriously, he's like 28 or something.
Yeah, you guys are dumb. And I was like, yeah, keep talking like that, though, because you don't deserve him, so, like, don't take him.
Yeah, and Dro don't want it. Dro want him to stay at Arsenal, so we got to keep him there.
Okay, you got it, Dro. But I just don't like watching the booming, and like I said, the top bothers me.
I feel you, but I like it. Okay. So, do you think Barcelona had a successful season?
Yeah, they did.
Whoa.
You mean like how they played?
Well, just their season. Was it successful?
Well, I'm gonna keep it real. I think that it was kind of like it was their league to lose because unlike it was their league to lose because Real was having an off year.
Terribly off.
And what honestly if you lose to Atleti Madrid, the year kind of whack. So like it was kind of their year to lose and to see, but the Champions League situation that was rough.
So was it a successful season?
I don't consider for them a Champions League season because they didn't have a major transition of a major player coming in. They didn't have somebody that was let's say it wasn't like Messi's first year there and he's being integrated into the year. Yeah, and they had the top three was the same group as that was there last year. They had Dembele, they had Suarez, they have all this, and you kind of had the same result again. That's not success. You don't set a preseason goal of being like, hey, this is what we did last year. And then this year we're going to do exactly the same. No, you go, this year we're going to get this. We're going to get the Champions League. Because here in Barcelona, we strive for those Champions League wins. We want those
You know who they should have gotten, honestly? Well, even though I don't really love this player, and I don't think it would have been that much different of a result, but like, why don't you just go get Lewandowski? You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, yeah.
Like somebody, dude. Like, just go get Lewandowski.
Because you can't, because honestly, no, I disagree. You can't do that.
I don't even want him. Honestly,
you can't do that.
But I don't even think that's a good idea.
But you can't do that. You can't have Suarez on your team and the year and be like, oh, let me get Lewandowski too.
No, I'm saying, but like this summer, like maybe ship him out and be like, okay, we'll just get like a Lewandowski or somebody because nobody's gonna say no to Barcelona. Like nobody. Like
and there'll be happiness about it.
Yeah, you had to get somebody.
Yeah, they might. I mean, the window isn't open yet.
Well, now they're getting Griezmann. Oh, okay. So that's what I wanted to bring up Griezmann. Do you think he'll be if they ship Suarez out? Do you think he'll be good in that? I actually think he will. I don't think so. I think he can play with Messi.
You think so?
I do think so. I think he'll humble himself to the Messi stature. I think he will, and having watched his game more and more, like. I think he can play football, and I think you got to play football at Barcelona. And, like, he's not so different from Luis Suarez. Obviously, he's left-footed, and we think about that. But, like, the Luis Suarez of the past 2 seasons, like, I think he's better than that. Of the Luis Suarez in the past 2 seasons, I think he's better than that. Honestly,
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not saying that can be proven. What I'm saying is like his bond or anything, or what I'm saying is it can't be proven wrong. But I of course can envision a situation on seeing them on the field. Like I can see it for myself. That like I can see like them being out there and then Griezmann having like these great connecting plays and setting up for them. But a part of me a part of me tells me that's 2 guys that like to float on the same side of the field together, trying to get it cracking.
Well, I don't think that has to be the case, though.
I know. I understand that it doesn't have to be the case, but it might end up being the case.
No.
Because players always like to resort to their comfort zones. So I just think that when you're talking about... All right, I mean...
You're wrong.
You can just, like, shut up and keep texting, all right?
You're wrong.
No, just keep texting, though.
You're wrong. I'm done.
No, okay. But, like, I don't think that it works because the difference between that team that won the treble was that you had players that had their different areas in the field, and it was theirs almost like.
And you don't think Griezmann can do that?
No, because I don't. It wasn't because what I'm saying is that, like, for example, Neymar going there or whatever. Suarez plays in the middle. Neymar likes to be on that left side, and Messi likes to be on that right side. Griezmann, he likes to be on that right side too. That's the same thing I felt that what happened with Dembele. You can say that Griezmann excels in many other sides of the field, which I absolutely agree with.
I'm not saying that. You're yelling at me like I said
talking,
that.
Or making or exhaling in the show. Don't exhale. Just you don't have a breathe app on your Apple Watch, so don't breathe. So I think that you talk about players that like to float and be in their comfort zones. I think that he does that, and this is the third. It'll be to me another situation. I can't literally look at the camera, and literally it'll be another situation where they get another player that likes to be on the same side as Messi. They claim that Dembele is 2-footed, which he is. They said he could play on this side, but every time I can watch Dembele, he's on the damn right side of the field in front of Semedo, and then there's Messi floating in the middle a little bit.
But that's where Messi excels.
But the thing is that Barcelona is trying to reciprocate the same offenses they had as when they had Guardiola there. They're trying to do this offense, and you're getting players that are all on the right side. Why?
Okay, Caesar.
Why aren't you going after a player that's in the middle or going after a player that plays on the left wing?
Okay, here's what I have to say. I'm talking about the last 2 seasons of Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez is not like your traditional center forward. He's playing a little bit more like Benzema. So he's not necessarily pushing the line like Julius Peppers. He's a little bit withdrawn, and they're connecting passes. I think the whole tiki-taka thing can't work unless you have like really, really good midfielders, and like they're just so like maybe it's just not gonna work without Iniesta. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just somebody that's just like magical with the ball, and they don't make the wrong pass ever. So it's a little bit different. But I think Griezmann can occupy more of that middle. I don't think he necessarily has to be on the right side. But I think Messi's best, Messi don't really be on the right, like, wing. He be kind of like, whatever, I'm done with you. Anyway, let's, so Barcelona didn't have a good season.
Yes.
They did or they did not?
Yes, they did not.
You're so annoying. Okay, let's talk about PSG a little bit. Another league winner.
Who?
PSG, another league winner. Did you see that? How long it was? I thought we were talking like 20 minutes.
I actually didn't because the mic's in the way, and I'm mad that we're 15 minutes.
I thought it was only 20 minutes. It's your fault. I mean, it's good
because you have a page. The whole page is 20 minutes.
There's also back too. Pause.
Oh, God, well, it's okay. The episode's almost over. Make sure you guys check out We Made It Podcast. No, let them know. Check out We Made It Podcast on social media. Gmail us. If you're not feeling Simplecast, protest with us. The 2.0 is terrible. Clearly, on Bam's Twitter, he was talking about I was making.
You didn't
even
know what you're talking about. Anyway, no, I was telling you it was depressing, and you were laughing.
No, but you tweeted it too.
I said it was making me sad. I was telling you that it was making me depressed. And you laughed at me.
I think you said depressed.
You laughed at me.
You sure you said sad?
And that's a hate crime.
I think you said depressed.
You hate crimed me.
I didn't. Are you trying to gaslight me?
No, you gaslight me. Anyway, Caesar, PSG also won the league. Obviously, got some things I want to say right here, but I need you to listen though. Because you're on Instagram.
Oh, remember what you were doing? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, but you need to listen to me, though. I don't need to listen to you. Okay, PSG scored. There's 2 games left in the season. They've scored 100 goals again.
Okay, you're right. I was wrong.
Yeah, I know what I tweet.
Rare.
They also have 3 players in the top 5 of goals in the season, with Mbappe leading with 30. Cavani has 17. Neymar has 15.
What?
What?
That's the top 3?
No. That's 3 in the top 5.
Oh,
yeah. I think that dude Pepe from Lille has like 19 or 22. I can't remember.
Baller.
We'll see. A couple other things. They did lose Neymar in league play again this season. Last year was against Marseille, and I think this season was against Strasbourg, but it could have been in the cup. I can't remember. They have had a bad run of form this late in the season after the Man U loss. No cups for them this season. They did lose the French Cup final on penalties, and they lost the Coupe de la Ligue at some point against Guingamp. I've put that there was something lacking in defense this season, and for some reason Kimpembe has regressed, and I do think that might be because two reasons. One reason why they regressed defensively as a team, I think because Tuchel did not sign a CDM this season. For the past like 2 seasons, they need like a real CDM, and for whatever reason, it just hasn't been like the sexy buy. And
or I just need to allocate that money towards the thing when they got Ramsey ahead of time. Like, why are you putting that money in right now?
That's Juve.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm tripping. Yeah. No, they got some other midfielder. Who else did they get? In PSG, like, they got somebody.
They got like Paredes. Right? Somebody coming in the season. Yeah. No, I don't think they have anybody like lined up. They were saying about Toni Kroos. There was like rumors, but I don't think they have anybody officially lined up. You might be thinking of the dude going to Barcelona, the Dutch guy. But yeah, I think 2 reasons why PSG didn't do well defensively. Tuchel did not sign a CDM. They needed a CDM, and last year they needed a CDM. For whatever reason, they didn't do it. Tuchel was putting Marquinhos as a CDM. Marquinhos played well there, but that's not his position. You needed Marquinhos playing center back while Kimpembe is sucking at center back. Also, as you might know, I be watching the PSG practices and stuff.
Do you?
Tuchel is like heavy on Camp Marshmallow out here. I seen them playing basketball at practice. Literally, like officially, like this is part of the practice. They have hoops on the field. They're playing basketball with a soccer ball. I don't know what that's about. Like somebody,
I mean, that's the open practice, though.
Whatever. That's part of why you regress defensively. You know your
boy practice watcher too. I love me watching a little practice sometimes.
Yeah, because you know that Nacho's the best of
Real Madrid. Nacho's the best practice player in history of Real Madrid.
I just know that like there's something going on with Tuchel and like his level of like intensity at practice, and I seen them playing basketball, and I'm like, is that why Kimpembe regressed? Because y'all are playing basketball at practice? I don't know.
It sucks because like. I know, like, soccer players tend to be like, they be, some of these, not just soccer players, but a lot of professional athletes kind of get babied a little bit.
Yeah.
But, like, I think it's really, one of those videos I saw, I remember that Bill Belichick they were talking about Rodney Harrison and everything, and they had a practice, and Rodney Harrison had laid out, like, one of the receivers, and the receiver started fist fighting, and Belichick was, like, smiling and, like, laughing, like that, not saying like that behavior is good, but like those are two
intensity.
Guys. That's intensity. Those guys care. Like there's a passion. They're not fluffing around.
They're competing.
They're not doing putting ice in each other's neck, running around. Like he wants to see that more.
Snowballs.
And that's a championship team. Whether or not they cheat or not, that's beside the point. But that's a championship team. The Patriots.
East Atlanta Brickman.
Yeah. Okay. So it made no sense. But no. I hate to, get too much into the open practice videos, but, let's keep it real. I've watched a few years of Real Madrid open practice videos. I never watched a video where they were playing basketball or hanging out. Watched the basketball video when they do their little cute Instagram specials.
Yeah, but
and I'm like, wow, East Coast a nice jump shot. That's what I say to myself. But
East Coast wet, pause.
Yeah, and then they were saying that Llorente love playing basketball. Llorente loves playing basketball too. It's really cool. But he might be gone. So I don't know what PSG's direction is, but I agree with you on the CDM situation. I think who do you think right now? Who's the CDM?
I've been saying Kondobia for years, and also Danilo Ex Machina for years.
Yeah, Danilo Ex Machina. I think they should get Case Miro.
And I also said it because we argued about this because you were saying Casemiro and I was saying Llorente actually.
Yeah, I think they should get.
I actually think Llorente. Well, I don't know about Case Miro no more. He got fat on God.
Well, that's good. Go PSG.
He got fat on God.
No, take him. I think
he had a bad season this year.
He did, but who didn't? Who had a great year? It seems like Zidane and Real Madrid is already set on getting rid of Llorente. So if Llorente's available, that's an excellent pickup for,
I watched
Llorente
for PSG. Solid.
Solid.
And serious.
And like I said, I know we talked about this earlier in the year. I never forget I went to his Instagram and I was like, yo, like this dude's work ethic is legit out here.
He's yoked out here.
He's yoked doing work. And there was another interview he talked about crediting, saying that Ronaldo's a big influence on him when he first came and he saw his workouts. Like, I got to do that too if I want to be in system. I mean, we already talked about that extensively.
I seen Sergio Ramos said, or was it Sergio Ramos or somebody? They said, we was lifting the weights. Oh, no, wait. Who was it? Damn, I forgot. It was some black guy. Maybe, I don't know.
Sergio Ramos, some black guy?
Some other black guy that was at Real Madrid at the time.
Other?
one black guy.
So it wasn't Marcelo.
They were saying that when Ronaldo came, like, they said, like, yeah, we used to do, like, 4 reps on the bench, and Ronaldo came doing, like, 20. Obviously, you're not going to find another guy like that. But, like, if you got somebody like Llorente who's very serious about staying in shape.
Llorente's really good.
Casemiro's not.
You know what I like about Llorente, too? Especially, let's say he goes to PSG. That's a guy that you know is going to be dedicated to that spot of the field. The problem with Casemiro, he's a floater. He gets like, goal happy a little bit. He's a little
Brazilian.
chubby. Whoa!
He's getting nose jobs. He gets some nose jobs a lot.
That's literally ridiculous.
He looks like Janet Jackson.
No, he doesn't. You're so dramatic about the nose thing. Chill out. I swear like he has like the little cardinal one like Michael Jackson had. So,
come on now.
Well, you said Jenny thought it was safe.
You look like Latoya, actually.
No, he looks like the brother.
Jermaine.
He looks like Jermaine.
Tito. I don't know.
No, but I'm saying like. You know, the problem with Casemiro is that he does that, but he doesn't have what he used to have to get back into position when he does all that wild stuff.
He doesn't look like in great shape.
But Llorente, he's like super disciplined. And then if it has to go down, he can do a little thing to get a crack too. Because like you said, when he was younger, I was reading an article by Managing Madrid. He came in as a winger.
Oh, okay. I can see that.
He's a converted player, so you know it's cool.
Marcus Llorente is a baller. I watched him play whenever he was. I seen him play at least like 3-4 times a season. Yeah. Solid.
Every time you're
passes.
like, even if things go bad, I'm not mad at him because he got like I saw a couple plays where he got destroyed. I'm like, I'm not mad at him because he did what he was coached to do. And if you get beat anyways, there's some people in life that are just gonna be like that. Like,
I don't mind somebody getting broke off.
Yeah,
especially if it doesn't.
Me either.
If it doesn't lead to a
especially
goal.
if you're doing everything right.
Yeah.
Like there's some things that, like for example, like we talk about NBA, like a shot. You're like, that's not supposed to go in, and you play defense. That's not your fault. So
don't talk to me about NBA. They make me mad right now. I can't even watch basketball. They make so many crazy shots. It's so annoying.
Oh yeah, the worst thing about
you should see
no. The worst thing about basketball now is, you know, like I mean, the early transition before was watching everybody go on fast break and shoot threes. That was the biggest adjustment. I'm like, this makes me so uncomfortable because I literally ran suicides over that because I shot a 3 on a fast break. I got screamed at and had to run suicides. Now it's the open high percentage shot. That's what it is called.
Well, we're gonna talk about basketball later.
I know I'm saying, but now it's like they're like doing it and they're shooting with people all over them and they're falling out of bounds and they're wetting them like.
See, I want you to watch me when I'm like, I'm saying out loud, like, because that's such a crazy, I'm like, no way. Bang goes in. I'm like, Jesus. I'm like saying out loud when I'm by myself. I can't even do it. But anyway, yeah. So that's what's going on with PSG. Even though they won the league, no other cups, like just one trophy. That's kind of whack. Do you think they had a successful season?
No.
Absolutely not. But do you think that Mbappe winning the Pichichi in France is like...
I like to say that we're hard on Mbappe because I like Mbappe.
Who says that we're hard on Mbappe? I've never been hard on Mbappe.
I feel like I like Mbappe a lot.
I've never been hard on him.
Me and you, people like to jump on the train. We've watched Mbappe from the Grollo. We watched
since he was 16.
Pause. We watched him since he was number 47 or 37 when he came in. We were both like, "Whoa, this guy's baller."
No, we were like, "Whoa, that's a cool goal."
No. Actually, I thought he was baller. You said you like not into all the trickery, right? You didn't like all the step overs, right? Is that what you're saying?
Cap. No, you don't even know what you're talking about.
But okay, but
you're just saying.
Now I don't want to talk anymore.
Okay, cool. So there's some remaining league battles. The 2 leagues that are nuts. Get off that watch. Is that a real Apple Watch, by the way? Is that official? Because this is this red thing right here. What is that?
What kind of question is that?
Is this official?
You think this is some China
Caesar
man?
Show the camera. It's a Soldier Watch.
This is not a
Soldier Watch. Hey, man. We got one download in China. We used to.
No, not anymore.
Yeah. Okay, Caesar. 2 leagues are not done yet. There's 1 game left in Bundesliga. Bayern is sitting on 75 points. They're playing Eintracht Frankfurt at home this weekend coming up. And BVB has 73 points. They're playing Borussia Mönchengladbach away. BVB can still win the league this weekend.
I will say this: I'm not into the internet thing, but I did really enjoy the exchange between Borussia Dortmund, Red Bull Leipzig, and Bayern on Twitter.
I didn't see
that. They had the same situation last week, and then Dortmund, I believe they won or lost. They won Leipzig
late. I don't know if it was Leipzig, but
they posted the Office video to Leipzig where it was like this. He did like the brother thing, and then Leipzig thought it was whack, and then Bayern got in there too. That was funny for me. That was internet comedy to me right there. That was cool. I don't know why that makes me a hipster, but alright.
Caesar watched how many times have you watched the whole Office?
Literally zero. Oh, The Office?
Yeah.
Oh man. Let's keep real about that. Also, not only have I watched The Office, I think I've watched it through 13 times. I think
the whole season.
Oh yeah, actually, in 2015, that first year in Hawaii, I watched the whole 12 seasons twice in the same semester. And because when I finished it, I was like, wait, I want to see what happens again.
What do you mean?
And recently on Amazon, I bought the completed collection off Amazon.
You don't let me hold $2. I
just got it, and it's 36 discs.
This dude won't even let me hold 50 cents if I ask him.
I don't have 50 cents.
For you.
If I can give you a credit card 50 cents, I can.
Okay, so one game left. Bayern on 75 points. So if Bayern loses this weekend, if they lose, I don't know the goal differential, but if they lose and BVB wins, BVB will win the league, and that'll be dope for them. But I do think Bayern's going to win the league. Also in Portugal, Liga Nos.
Portugal. Liga broke.
Damn. There's one game left. Benfica sitting on 84 points.
Hey, my boys.
And Porto is sitting on 82.
Used to be my boys.
You don't even know.
You seen that baller on Benfica? João Felix?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a cool name. João Felix is a dope name. He's a baller.
So yeah, Benfica sitting on 84. They're playing Santa Clara at home this weekend. Porto sitting in
Canada?
Porto sitting on 82 points. They're playing Sporting at home. So we'll see what happens there. Obviously, if Benfica loses and Porto wins, they'll win the league, and that'll be dope for them.
Yeah.
There's also some big fights left for the last Champions League spots.
Oh, I got excited. You said fights. I thought we were talking about UFC.
Definitely not.
Big stuff going on.
There's not.
My favorite game.
In La Liga, Valencia and Getafe are sitting on 58 points in the fourth spot, and Sevilla is sitting on 56 points. They're all within one in goal differential with one game left. I'm hoping. I want to see Valencia get that last Champions League spot.
Yeah, not Getafe.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not into that. I'm not into that.
That's not cute.
They don't have enough money. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
They're not gonna be able to afford the flights for Champions League.
Damn. They'll be flying on Spirit, having to pay for baggage.
Yeah, they'll be sitting. Spirit be having benches on the ground.
They'd be laying down to get.
I flew Spirit. It was rough.
I guess I kind of want to do it one day just to see how bad it is.
Yo, it was insane. But I'm so glad I was
Phoenix.
I'm so happy I knocked out the whole flight.
Maybe to Vegas, fly Spirit. Probably don't even go there. Also in Bundesliga, Mönchengladbach and Bayer Leverkusen are both sitting on 55 points. Or Eintracht Frankfurt sitting on 54 with one game left. We'll see who gets there. I kind of want to see Gladbach because that's Sean's second favorite team in Bundesliga. So I'm a rep for my boy Sean there. Also in Serie A, it's wild right now. Inter Milan, Atalanta, Milan, Roma, Torino, all within 6 points of each other from the third position to the seventh position with 2 games left. So Juve and Napoli are already settled, but that last 2 spots basically is between those 6 teams. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Between those 5 teams who are all within 6 points of each other. So with 2 games left, who knows what's going to happen there in Italy. But Atalanta's tearing it up, and I kind of want to see them because my boy Duvan Zapata. But I guess it'd be nice to see Inter or Roma make it that spot. Not Torino, even though your boy Belotti's there.
Bruno Perez.
You actually like Milan, fake like Milan. You fake like Milan? Okay. Actually, you got a lot of fake teams in Italy. You got Roma and Milan.
I don't know I'm being attacked right now. I didn't choose Roma. It chose me.
Okay, fair enough. You didn't land on Plymouth, Roma.
No.
Okay, so, yeah, that's basically all this football news, whatever. Caesar, can we do some fake NBA coverage really quick?
Yeah, of course we can. Can we play the music? There we go. Let's go.
Definitely can't.
We just did.
We got the conference finals of the NUBA, Blazers versus Warriors, and Bucks versus Raptors.
Woo!
Blazers. Oh wait, no. Bucks Raptors starts tonight, and then Blazers. Wait, I could have sworn Warriors.
East always starts before the West.
Okay, so Bucks Raptors. Who you think's gonna make it out of that?
Bucks Raptors.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
You think so?
Because I think that it's really underrated how important rest is in the playoffs. And the Bucks finished their series a little earlier, so I think they've had more time to rest.
So you just made that whole rest.
Absolutely. We just did NBA fake coverage, and you're literally snitching on me. What's the point?
Okay, I don't know why
I'm so making violent. This up.
You're so violent.
I didn't watch. I watched.
No, I'm not saying
a
that.
game
I'm
and a half
saying
for the Bucks. I made up a statistic on my fake NBA playoff coverage, and you snitched me on the radio.
I'm not saying.
So what's the point now?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying when you said it's not, people don't talk enough about rest in the playoffs. Like, what do you mean?
It's fake.
How are you going to say
coverage?
No, it's not fake. It's fake because we don't really. Okay, I'm so over this guy. See, when Caesar gets hot, y'all should know what I made him some really dope burritos that were rolled poorly. But they were.
Yo, when he rolls a burrito, like it's.
It taste good?
The 6 layers of burrito and tortilla on one side, and it's just empty, hollow circle on the top. I'm like, you got to fold both ends, right? It's like not hard.
When's the last time you made a burrito?
I can fold a burrito. It's not hard. It's not Ramita. I just chose to look it up on YouTube, unlike you.
I did before.
Just like I knew how to moonwalk.
Okay. Also, Blazers versus Warriors. Who you got?
I got Blazers Warriors.
Yeah.
Oh, I got the Warriors winning because their team is ridiculous.
Well, okay. Well, who do you want to see in the finals?
I want to see the demise of the NBA, so I want to see the Bucks versus the Portland Trail Blazers.
Oh, that's so bad. I want to see Raptors because it's a major city, and shout out to Tucker Podcast.
Oh, shout out T-Dot forever.
And also, I want to see the Blazers because I do not want to see that gray-skinned team.
Can the Raptors have Master P come out or what? Because he did play in their team one time.
No, they can't, but they can't have Socrates and Cardinal Official and OB, even though OB's from Hamilton, I think.
Back in the day when I used to play NBA 2K1, the Raptors were my favorite team to pick.
I've always rocked the Raptors. I've alwa's rocked with Canada
who
my whole life.
Who was the 2 bigs they had?
I never was into the Raptors like that.
They had the New York guy, Did Tony McDyess or no? Am I wrong?
I just remember McDyess on the Nuggets, dog. That's it.
He's on, obviously, the Spurs, too. He was there for like 5 years.
Okay, I just remember him on the Nuggets, I think.
He was ridiculous on the Nuggets.
He used to be dunking hard.
Yeah, then he had this ACL tear. He became shooter forever.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, so I'm going to try to watch some of these Eastern Conference some of these conference finals. I'm going to try to. I really want to. It just usually ends up not working out.
Yeah.
But I want to, though.
The Bucks-Raptors series should be fun, though. I really...
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why you keep saying it. Giannis is a lot of fun to watch. He's really good.
I can be watching Milwaukee, dog, for real.
Okay, but Milwaukee used to have my boy Michael Redd out there.
I mean, Jadakiss did say, I'm going to get Bucks like Milwaukee because like Sam, I can sell.
That's such a bar. It's ridiculous. I'm mad that he came up with that. That's lyrical genius. That's a lyrical masterpiece. Like, if you were to be like, oh, what is an example of rap? And someone did that, I'm like, wow, that's... Those guys are really intricate in their writing.
Then you're going to make him go look up who and what's going on there.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm like, that Sam one line Cassell made me interested.
Yeah. So wait, Cassell means like could to sell. Like, wow. Anyway.
Yeah. I didn't like the Raptors as much when they had Chris Bosh because Chris Bosh was really annoying to watch sometimes. But great team, cool history.
I do think it's dope that they have that their team is named after a dinosaur. I think that's kind of cool. Because some people don't even believe in dinosaurs. I think that's dope.
But I have a question. Can you keep it running on the show?
I sure can.
Can you? Do you think... I don't know. I mean, you're on DM right now, so I'll wait till you finish.
I can multitask unlike you. Go ahead. Okay.
Okay.
I can respect that.
Okay, because I get attacked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you can't multitask.
No, but I quit the show right now. Do you like the Raptors more or less since all like the inclusion of so much Drake in them?
Yo, look, I can't...
Keep it real.
Drake is literally the biggest rap star in the world. Like, literally.
Agreed.
Like, he's the #1 hip-hop dude in the world. Yo, like, any team... Like, yes, Drake's got to be there. He's from Toronto. He said taking the car from Morningside at 5 a.m. or something like that. I'm sure somebody from Toronto was like, oh, damn, Morningside, oh, snap. He's from there. He knows how to get to Brampton from Mississauga. He knows how to do that. Like, he's the dot. He's GTA, Greater Toronto area. He is Toronto. He got to be there. So
I agree with you.
He's from the city.
I'm on your side.
I'd rather him be there than be in Houston.
Yeah, or Philly.
Ugh. Or like at Kentucky games. Like,
stop. Or you know, be really whack. L.A. I'm like, come on, dog.
Yeah, that'd be whack. I don't want to see him. I mean, whatever.
Where are you from, though?
You can go to the game, but like, I want to see him running on the court.
Where are you from, though?
He's got to be the Spike Lee for Toronto, but he's cooler than Spike Lee. He's like more hip, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, more current.
Yeah, exactly. Jesus. So he's gonna. I mean, obviously Spike Lee's my guy.
Like, I don't know.
First of all, don't ever flex.
You getting defensive. He sounds like you kind of said cooler than Spike Lee.
Cooler and like, you know, he's more current or whatever.
Did we mention John Singleton on here passing away?
No, we did not.
Real quick for a sec, this is kind of random. John Singleton, him passing away was like pretty wild to me. I know it's been a while. But
a couple weeks.
It's been a couple weeks, but I thought that was kind of like low-key sad because some of his movies were some like big influence me when I was in my youth, and I watched them. Like Boys in the Hood was big for me, so you know it was kind of sad to see that go away. Now he was a part of a lot of music videos when I was watching a lot younger, and I just thought that he brought a different like feel to like the like black movie experience in terms of like when you're younger talking about these stories of kids from the hood and whatever. Like I thought he brought a really cool feel that I didn't see in other movies.
That's how you learned about black people in America was Boys in the Hood.
All right.
Okay, but let me just say this: John Singleton's a legend. I never met the guy, but I did see him in person. He was like right in front of me one time. As this thing I went to in LA one time. I was like, "Oh shit, it's John Singleton." But Caesar does currently have my John Singleton movie pack joint at his house, which includes Higher Learning, which I did show at a screening one time.
Do I have that?
It's at your house, yes. It's on the left side of your TV.
Oh, it is. It's right next to my the
It's
office.
on the left of Vincenzo.
Stop saying Vincenzo.
Shout out Jamie. Also, I did show Higher Learning at a Black History Month film series screening. I showed Higher Learning there. And also, Boys in the Hood is in there. Also, Poetic Justice in there. And also, Baby Boy.
Baby Boy is my favorite.
I remember one summer in Virginia, me and my cousin used to watch Baby Boy like every other day.
Well, that's nothing. He out here, KCAL 9 used to show all the wild movies at like 3 p.m. And I remember I used to run home from school, go to my grandma's house on Thursday, and watch Baby Boy, The Wash, Don't Be a Menace. All those movies will always come on KCAL 9, and Baby Boy is always my favorite. I watched Baby Boy so much I started to recite the.
Me and my cousin used to just do the words all the time. He got a bike, Buster, he got Mork. But yeah,
Mork.
R.I.P. John Singleton's a real legend out here. And
That's crazy to hear he died.
And if you've never seen one of his movies, check out either Higher Learning, which is a great movie, and probably his most famous movie is Boys in the Hood. But my favorite of his is Higher Learning. What is high? I'm not gonna do that. But and there's a really good song by Michelle and Deggiocello on there called Soul Searching. That's my jam. Anyway, We Made a Podcast, episode 107. Hit us up on social media, WeMadeAPodcast.com, at We Made a Podcast on all social media. Our website's weird now. It changed since we migrated. I gotta show you. It's very annoying. But yeah, We Made a Podcast. Holler.